Okay, let's dive right in. Welcome, young learners. Today, our explainer takes us all the way back to the grand, sparkling royal court of the great Mughal Empire, where Emperor Akbar and his cleverest minister, Birbal, are about to tackle a brand new mystery. Let's step inside. Suddenly, the great Emperor Akbar stands right up from his throne. He looks out at all his royal advisors, clears his throat, and asks this huge riddle in his booming, regal voice. He says, "Dunya mein sabse bada kya hai?" What is the absolute biggest thing in the entire world? Now I'm going to pause right here. I want you at home to really think about this. What is the biggest thing you can possibly think of? Go ahead, literally shout out your best guesses right now. Are you thinking of a giant dinosaur, a massive skyscraper, maybe a whole planet? Let's see if your guesses match the people in the emperor's court.
Section 1. The courtier's guess.
Well, the moment Emperor Akbar asked his question, the whole court started buzzing. I mean, it was like a beehive in there. Everyone was whispering, murmuring, scratching their heads, just desperately trying to be the very first one to answer. The first courtier jumps up and yells, "Your Majesty, the Pahad, the mountain. It's made of solid rock and it literally touches the clouds." But Akbar just shakes his head. "Nope." Then another one yells, "The Samundar, the ocean. It covers the earth with super deep water." Again, Akbar shakes his head. "Nope." Finally, someone points way up and shouts, "The Asman, the sky. It goes on forever and covers absolutely everything." But you know what? Akbar still wasn't happy. Sure, those are massively huge physical things, but they were definitely not the right answer.
Now, while everyone else is just shouting out their absolute loudest, biggest guesses, Birbal, who is literally the smartest man in the entire kingdom, is just standing there, completely quiet. He's not waving his hands around, he's not yelling out answers, he's just standing there, smiling this tiny, knowing smile. Why do you think the cleverest person in the room is staying so silent?
That brings us to Section 2. Birbal's turn to speak.
Emperor Akbar finally realizes that his favorite minister hasn't said a single word. The whole bustling court suddenly goes completely quiet as the emperor points right at him. Birbal steps forward, bows respectfully to the emperor, and in this super calm, wise, and gentle voice, he gives his answer. He says, "Jahabana, Your Majesty, the absolute biggest thing in the entire world is the human heart." Whoa, just take a second to really think about that. He didn't pick a giant building or a massive planet. He picked something right inside our own chests.
"The heart?" Emperor Akbar asks, and his face is just completely twisted up in confusion. And honestly, you're probably wondering the exact same thing right now, aren't you? How in the world can a small heart, I mean, it's literally no bigger than your own fist, be the biggest thing on Earth? It just doesn't make any sense. A mountain is definitely bigger than a heart, right? Well, Birbal was about to explain his incredible secret. You see, the courtiers were completely stuck on massive physical size. You know, things you can measure with a giant ruler, like the endless sky or a towering mountain. But Birbal, he was talking about massive emotional space. He wasn't talking about how much physical room the heart takes up. He was talking about how much feeling, and really, how much magic the heart can hold inside of it. He explains to the emperor that the human heart is basically a magical container. It is literally large enough to hold the entire world. Think about it. It can hold endless amounts of mohabbat or love for your family and friends. It holds khushi, which is all that joy and laughter you feel when you're playing. It holds gham, our sorrow and sadness when things go wrong. And maybe most importantly, it has enough space to swallow up nafrat or hate. I mean, nothing else in the world is big enough to hold all of those gigantic feelings at the exact same time. So, here's the absolute crucial point. The heart has a secret superpower. Birbal tells the emperor that the human heart is so big and so incredibly powerful that it can actually do the impossible. With enough kindness, love, and forgiveness, your heart can turn a mean enemy into a really good friend. No mountain, no ocean, and no sky can ever do that. Literally, only your heart has that kind of magic.
Section 3. The Emperor's reaction.
Right after Birbal finishes explaining the superpower of the heart, the entire royal court falls into this stunned, impressed silence. Nobody even makes a peep. Emperor Akbar looks at Birbal, his eyes wide with total amazement, and loudly praises him for his incredibly deep and beautiful way of looking at the world. And you guys, that brings us to the wonderful moral of today's story, asli taqat, which means real strength. Because true strength doesn't come from your physical size or how tall you are or how big your muscles are. No, your real power is the inner power of having a clean, kind, and open heart. When your heart is good, the whole world around you actually becomes a better, more beautiful place.
So how are you going to practice this magic yourself? Well, let's look at 3 super simple steps you can use every single day. Step 1. Keep your heart clean and kind. That just means telling the truth, sharing with others, and being helpful. Step 2. Look for the beauty in the world around you. Notice the good things people do. And step 3. Try to turn an enemy into a friend. If someone's being a little grumpy, just try showing them some extra kindness. Seriously, you'd be totally amazed at how quickly a kind heart can change someone's entire day.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a really important mission. I want you to think about that magic you carry inside your chest every single day. So who will you make friends with today using your big magical heart? Maybe it's a new kid at school, maybe it's a sibling, or maybe just someone who really needs a smile. Always remember Birbal's wisdom. Your heart is the biggest thing in the world. Now go out there and use it. Until next time, keep learning and keep being kind.